Herm Edwards is the new football coach at ASU, and if his first news conference is any indication of what we're in store for, this should be fun.
Yeah, he is fired up. I mean, I was ready to take the field, you know. Sports director Craig Fouie was there, and what do you think about
I like it. I'll tell you what, I'm fired up. Fired up is an understatement, Steve. I can tell you that, right? That's for sure. Herm Edwards, incredibly passionate, and that came through loud and clear this morning. From the moment they handed him his replica jersey and gave him the mic, Coach Edwards was, well, coaching. Athletics Director Ray Anderson talked about jumping on the ASU football train right now because it's moving forward fast. And that train analogy is all Herm Edwards needed to hear.
I'm on the train, and I'm going to ride it. I will ride this train until it stops. It's not going to stop. We're going. We're going with you. And if you want to board on a little bit later, we got a seat. Just like Ray said, we got a seat for you. Might not be comfortable, but you'll have a seat.
So you better get on board now. Now, Edwards is going to be wrapping up his job at ESPN this week. He'll be back in Tempe Saturday night to start recruiting. And I'll tell you what, this is going to be a wild ride. It's going to be a lot of fun because he's a media guy, right?
Yeah.
So he gets the camera, he understands the microphone, and he was fired up.
Yeah, I saw some of his ESPN colleagues tweeting out congratulations and that he'll be missed.
Yes, so he's
Seems
going
like
back
there's
to...
a fine line between coaching and preaching here.
It was like a sermon. I thought it was a sermon.
Yeah.
I was like, amen.
Hallelujah. Bring it on.
We want to be relevant. We want to be one of those teams that people say, hey, you go to Arizona State, you play in that stadium, be careful.
Yeah, if he coaches anything like his news conferences, then we can guarantee next season will, at the very least, be entertaining for Sun Devil fans.
Yeah, Herm Edwards officially introduced as the program's next head coach today. ABC 15 Sports Director Craig Fouie sitting down with him, and boy, he made quite an impression on you, huh?
Oh my gosh, I was ready to sign up, right? I'm fired up. I'm telling you what, you talk about passion, fire, motivation. That's Herm Edwards in a nutshell. I was ready to sign up and go on board with ASU. He's as fired up as anyone I've ever seen. He's excited about taking over the new model for Sun Devil football program. ASU describing it as a new leadership model where Edwards will act more like a CEO, focusing his attention on football and recruiting, while others in the athletic department take over things like travel, academics, and other organizational minutiae. All right, this leadership model, CEO, head coach, how many cooks are in the kitchen? How many people are making the final call?
I'm making the final call when it comes to football. And that's all I need to do. As long as I got the final call when it comes to football, they're here to assess me, to help me. I'm here to tell them what we need.
And so that's the same, right? That's the same model that we've seen, but there's different leadership parts of this thing.
Yes, that's exactly right.
And you're okay with all that?
I'm fine with that. I'm great with that. I think it's great. I do. I just think it's another way to think outside the box. Because football has evolved. I mean, on the field it's evolved. We know that. We see that. Okay, how does it off the field evolve? That's the next step.
Coach Edwards will head back to ESPN to wrap up the week and then head back here to Tempe on Saturday. So it's full steam ahead. He said he's starting recruiting on Sunday. Saturday night, they'll meet with some recruits and he's on the road.
Sounds like he already started with your interview. And
Oh, yeah.
you have been recruited.
I was ready. Yeah, I was ready. Yeah.
Well, that's exciting.
ABC 15 Sports, sponsored by Sanderson Ford.
Well, Herm Edwards is the new head football coach at Arizona State with a lot of questions surrounding the decision to go with a guy who hasn't coached in 10 years. Edwards was quick to respond to the critics, saying his time with ESPN has kept him in touch with the game, and being an analyst has allowed him to study film from teams across the NFL as well as the best colleges. Bottom line, according to the new coach, don't worry about the lack of perceived coaching experience or lack thereof. He's been coaching ever since he quit playing.
Some people will question, well, you haven't coached in a long time. You haven't been on the field. Turn the TV on Wednesday. I'll be back in studio in Bristol. And I'll be coaching football, by the way. That's what I do. I coach football. And I've been coaching football my whole life.
There you go.
Coaching football his whole life,
Coaching football. Well, you know what you do is even in TV, you're still studying film, you're still watching games, you're still seeing all those things. And he's traveled the country talking to coaches. Like me, I have a lot of friends in coaching, so he'll still talk football.
You
So you
used
just
to
jump
be a
right back in
coach,
there.
and now you do the same thing. You're on television, you know, analyzing. You think he has a good point?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think you ever lose coaching, and that's what he talked about today.
Yeah.
We do know that he knows at least one thing, and that's you play to win the game.
That's correct.
That's true.
He also knows how to give one heck of a press conference.
He
It's
does.
very
He
entertaining.
won the press conference for sure.
Very good, Fouie. Thank you.
All right, guys.
Well, tonight you may be asking yourself, why in the world did ASU hire Herm Edwards? Why? Well, spend just a few minutes with this guy, and you'll understand what the Sun Devils see in Herm Edwards.
There's something that a great former player said here, Pat Tillman. He said, when he talked about passion, he said it ignites your soul. Football ignites my soul. It's what makes me go. This is what I do. I've done this my whole life.
Question, he's ready for this challenge, and to me, it's going to be either a huge home run or a major league strikeout. But at least the Devils are swinging for the fences finally. Yeah. So I appreciate the motivation to try and do better.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Definitely a great
try?
speaker, that's for sure.
Oh, he's
I think
awesome.
he'll help with some recruiting too.
I think
100%.
Yeah, for sure.